Hi Jasmine, how are you?
Hi Sid, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good as well. Just for introduction, I'm Sid, Research and Development Officer for Operations in London. How about you?
I'm International Project Manager for DAVIDSTEA, and as we are creating value here by providing ultra premium tea, and we have already increased lots of share here, so we decided to take it to next level and come to England. So tell me about how's the weather there?
Definitely, I totally agree with you, and it's really nice to meet you. About weather, it's really cold, but it's always good for the fashions. I'm taking these scarves. How about you? How's it, Vancouver?
Yeah, it's getting colder and colder.
I hope it's not raining yet.
Yeah,
Still?
it's always raining here.
I know that. Let's talk about business.
Okay.
So we had a lot to discuss. I want to start with the response. We are having amazing response for the DAVIDSTEA. We have these exhibitions, these trade-offs where we actually offered free teas for just doing the experiments, how people respond to our tea.
Mm-hmm.
We chose the top 10 teas and people loved it. We are getting tons of pre-orders. DAVIDSTEA gonna do a blast in London. I can tell you that. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think adding more varieties in that would be great, because the survey says that we just use the varieties that we use here in Canada, but I think adding more of the England touch and trying to get more surveys, that would be great. So I want to know the market situation there.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the market situation, so as we know that England, London is a hub of the tea, so people here love tea. But from the last few years, I'll say last 2 decades, the trend has been shifting to coffee because the coffee has more options, more flavors. Youngsters, teenagers are more attractive to big coffee shops like Starbucks and others. So there has been a downward trend in tea. The reason being lack of flavor and new things in teas. That's what DAVIDSTEA gonna bring. There are a lot of competitors, and the biggest competitor that I can mention, there are 2. One is Witard of Chelsea, but they have went into administration, so they're not a bigger threat.
Okay.
The one and the only that I need to focus right now, our company has to focus on, is Twinings. They are in the market since 1960s, and they have a combination of good flavors. Not to forget, DAVIDSTEA has around 150 flavors. They have few, 10 or 20. That's our biggest point. But the thing is, they have established market that we want to enter. People are not actually understanding they're doing really good with flavors, and that's our strength. We are bringing a lot of flavors, youthful flavors, trendy flavors, medicinal, tasty flavors, and people's response has been great. So I think market situation is favorable for us. We have the upper hand because of the number of flavors, the trends, and the youthful, the colorness, the passion of DAVIDSTEA. We will be in the right place.
Okay. As our research says that we are focusing on youth, but I've heard that you have also surveyed some of the elders. So what did they do? Like, what did they say about the DAVIDSTEA?
They loved it. We weren't expecting as much of response as we got, because people are orthodox, especially older people, so they were not as open to try the new flavors. But
Okay.
those youngsters actually loved the teas, and they recommended their parents and grandparents to try it. Did they? And they went crazy. They loved the flavors. They can try, so they can mix and match so many flavors we have. They didn't expect it. That tea can be so much fun. And it's been bizarre. They've been coming back. We've been getting pre-orders, and we haven't even been started delivering anything. We don't have any retail store, nothing, and it's been a huge response, I can say that. So yeah,
Okay.
I think the
So-
demand's gonna be really, really good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about the location as we chose London as our location.
Mhm.
So which place do you think, as you have been living here for 1 year, you know it better?
So, according to my market research, my team and I have come with the best location will be Covent Gardens in London. Those Covent Gardens are really good. And why? That Covent Garden is a tourist location as well as very famous location to go out and hang out with friends. Approximately around 4 to 5 million tourists come there every year, and the number has been huge. So we can attract a lot of customers. It's a coffee shop. A lot of coffee shops there, and our tea shop is very unique. There's only one other tea shop there, and they're not doing good because they're just serving a single tea and they're not focusing on gathering the customers. That's our upper hand. We're gonna focus. We're gonna penetrate that market, nail it.
So I also wanted to know about financial situation there. How about-
Financial situation. So there are a lot of things to consider that we need to take care of. For example, number one will be the rent. For the rent, per square foot, it's 10 to 20 euros. So according to the size of DAVIDSTEA, I think the initial investment and the lease will be better option. And for the first month, if we put every cost, the gross margins, and everything that we expect, we can expect the initial cost of around 30 to 60,000 euros in London market, and that'll be the best for now. And I think our contingency budget should be around 20%. That'll be great for us. What do you
Okay.
think about that?
Well, I think I'm really satisfied with your answers. And our CEO Joel Silver has some operational questions to ask to the head of operations. So he wants to schedule a meeting for tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. We can schedule a meeting with our head of operations and they can conclude what they think about the project. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Perfect. And see you next time.
See ya.
Hello, Mrs. Silver. It's a pleasure to see you today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm very well. Just so you know, my name is Demi. I'm the head officer of operations. I heard that you guys have some of the questions for us. I'm here to answer some of your questions.
Yes, for sure. As you know that we have been quite successful in Canada and some parts of US as well. I'm planning to come to UK, and it's my first step to step into Europe, and I believe that London is the right country to step into, as I've heard, and I've been to London, I've heard a lot about tradition of tea drinking. So, but I want to know more about operational aspect. Can you tell me something about it? Can you give some insights to it?
Definitely. So in Canada, we figured out that there's a flat organization, while in UK, we're doing toll organization. So because of that, so we believe that the communication between the department may be really less effective, plus that there will be slow down the decision and maybe more difficult for business to adapt and to change. So we suggest that if the head officers can give us a little bit of time when we are doing the decision, because it's in order to adapt with the culture, we have to adapt with everything. So if is this possible for you think?
Yes, I totally believe it's possible. For every operation, you need time. I can give you like 3 to 4 weeks to work on it. It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 3 and 4 weeks is more than enough time for us to working on it, and of course we're gonna make it effective. Do you have any more questions for us?
Yes, I have one more question which is quite sensitive, and I believe I need to know more about how we can tackle ethnocentricity, as you know that's really common in most of the countries, and it might be common here as well. So, do you have something?
Yes, I believe that is really a sensitive topic because in UK we are figuring out that they're usually thinking that about the appearance and how you're dressing, and then they was gonna show your status. So we believe that in Canada it's really casual, plus that DAVIDSTEA is doing very well in there. But when we're trying to enter the market in here, we believe that if we can try to do two ways of approaching customer. At first, we're gonna keep the same way as the casual one. It's like we are gonna give the tea, and then the customer gonna have taking the tea, the cup of tea, and going shopping around. and because we're doing at the mall. Plus the other side, we want to have as the physical store where customer who enjoying drinking tea gonna sit down, have a cup of tea, talking and discussing with friends when they have the free time. I think there we can cover all of the customers' behaviors and aspects of that. So I think that's also covered your questions about agnostic.
That's about it. That's all my questions, I believe. We can work on it and
Yeah,
be successful
definitely.
in London. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.